Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerry Maxcy. I'm your chairman of the Community Development Foundation this year, and it is very much my honor to be your MC for today's announcement event. First of all, we got a little business to take care of. We'd like to recognize some of our partners that have made this announcement possible today. If you don't mind me embarrassing you and asking you to stand, and if you're already standing, just raise your hand. We'll go through this and applaud one time rather than multiple times. But first of all, our Mississippi State legislators that are in attendance today. Would you mind standing? If you are standing, raise your hand. We've got the Mississippi Development Authority. I saw Mickey Milligan and Glenn McCulloch come in just a little while ago. Thank you, gentlemen, and your team. The Lee County Board of Supervisors. The Tennessee Valley Authority. Three Rivers Planning and Development District. Itawamba Community College. And my fellow board members from CDF. All right. Thanks again to all of you, and if we would, let's give this group a round of applause. It is my great pleasure at this time to introduce a person that really needs no introduction. He's the governor of the state of Mississippi, and he's going to make our special announcement this morning. Through his leadership, Mississippi's economic development efforts have produced and continue to produce strong returns throughout our state, proving that Mississippi is a great place for business. Please join me now in welcoming the governor of the great state of Mississippi, Phil Bryant.
Good morning, everyone. Please. I know y'all needed that stretch. So, good morning. Great day in Mississippi and Lee County and all the surrounding areas. A wonderful announcement. Anytime I get an opportunity to come and talk about additional jobs, it's exciting. But particularly here in the CDF and all of the guys that have done such a great job. David, you know what a good team you have and what you've been able to accomplish here. It's remarkable. It is remarkable. If you look at the unemployment rate, it's lower in northeast Mississippi than any other portion of the state. And that just bugs the Gov Code. As I go down there and talk to them, they say, you got to bring more jobs. Mayor Tupelo, it's good to see you here. Did we forget other mayors and city council members? Because I was going to thank everybody that just got recognized. And so now that I've got some extra time, did Mayor of Tupelo here, and other mayors and city council members, thank y'all for being here. So Sutter Street, as we look back to 2007, if I remember correctly, when it all began. And earlier in the 2000s, people were saying, you know, the furniture market's just going to go away. We can't compete with those guys in China or Vietnam, other areas. And we said, well, maybe we can. Not so fast. They just don't know what we can do here. The impossible is just the beginning in Lee County. So here we go with another expansion, another great opportunity for Williams-Sonoma. WSI has been a remarkable company. It is a name brand that people know. It is a name that people recognize when they start looking for furniture. I'm excited to tell you that here in the state of Mississippi, just now, as we looked at the 2014 expansion in Olive Branch, Mississippi, there at the distribution center, I had recorded that there was several hundred jobs there, and I was corrected this morning, Darrell, and that there are 5,000 people working over there now. Wow. 5,000 people working in Olive Branch and Williams-Sonoma. But more importantly here, here in the Harry Martin Industrial Park, as we look at the expansion again of Sutter Street Manufacturing, the investment this wonderful company is going to make, and Daryl and Jordan and Eric, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the team. I want to thank you for believing in Mississippi, believing in the people that are here. And today we'd like to announce that there's an expansion coming at Sutter Street Manufacturing, and 350 more jobs will be added to that great manufacturing facility over the next 5 years. Now that's 350 families, heads of families, men and women that will have a really good job with a great company. That they will be able to invest in their community. They'll be able to go out and make mortgages, Dan, and borrow money to buy that new car that they've always wanted, or the pickup truck. They'll be able to send their children to Itawamba Community College and Mississippi State and even Ole Miss. Maybe the University of Southern Mississippi. Hey, to the top. But they will be able to do that because they have a good job with a great company. And they live in a fast-growing area that has a quality of life second to none in the entire United States of America. And when their friends come here and say, oh, bless your heart, I know you got transferred there to Tupelo and Lee County and Baldwyn, and they will say, oh, no, you just don't understand. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing that ever occurred. I talk to people every day that move here from all over the world and fall in love with Mississippi. They come back time and time again. Particularly this area with all the quality of life that we see, the opportunities for workforce training. Glenn McCullough and I were talking this morning, and I can tell you no governor's had a better team at MDA than I have. I always say it'd be really good to have a #1 football team in America, but I'd rather have a #1 economic development team. And that's what we have just now. This team does a remarkable job working with David and all of them. I want to thank TVA again and Three Rivers. It seems as every time I come this way, it's always Three Rivers. They're always working, always churning things out, always getting things done. That's just the nature of what they do. The PDDs are remarkable. Itawamba Community College, I hear about it time and time again. It's the full package. They can help you find a job. They can help you get an education. They can help you apply for the resources that you might need while you're looking for that job. Itawamba Community College is a remarkable place. ARC, Mike and his team are always there to help and to invest. We want to be partners. Sutter Street has been with us for quite a while, and WSI. Now, if they're not successful, we're not successful. So we've got to work just as hard as they do. We've got to dedicate our team just as their team has been dedicated. We've got to train our workforce. So the $250,000 investment that we made in the Furniture Academy here is a good start, because furniture is not going anywhere. It's not leaving Northeast Mississippi. It's going to grow and get bigger and better. We're going to compete with anybody in the world because our workforce are the men and women that help build America. Many of us are one generation from the farm, so we grew up watching our parents and our grandparents plow and work 14, 15 hours a day. That's a character builder. We were fortunate if we got to go to a community college or maybe one of our fine universities. We learned a trade. We work hard now. That worker more than likely will be in church on Sunday morning. They'll be watching their kids play under the lights on Friday night. Then they'll show up on time on Monday morning. They work hard. They're proud to say that it is made in America and perfected in Mississippi. I am honored to be here today with WSI and Sutter Street. Thank you for their leadership, and let's go to work.
And thank you, Governor. We appreciate the state's commitment to economic development in Lee County and the surrounding area, and we really appreciate the way you represent Mississippi everywhere, every day. Thank you, sir. It's just a brief glimpse of what you've already seen in multiple locales already, but it's what we can look forward to here in Lee County now. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Darrell Webster. Darrell is the Senior Vice President for Sutter Street Manufacturing, and he's going to come up here and tell us more about this significant commitment and this significant project.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I was not aware that we were going to see that video. That is one of our facilities in North Carolina, and it really does pump me up, being a upholstery manufacturing guy, to see that. Let me first say how excited I am and we are to be here today to participate in this announcement. We are expanding our upholstery manufacturing operations to Lee County, Mississippi. We are super excited about that. We're planning on growing our Williams-Sonoma family by 350 associates over the next 5 years. I would first like to introduce some of our Williams-Sonoma team members who are here with us today, starting with Mr. Jordan Caruso. Jordan is our Senior Vice President of Distribution Operations and Manufacturing. He's the little guy there at the front. He used to play football for Penn State, Big Ten team.
Do you have any eligibility left?
And for the record, I'm a Michigan guy. Rob told me as soon as I opened my mouth, they were going to know I'm not from around these parts. That's a quote. Mr. Eric Marsiglia. Eric's our Vice President of Engineering, Projects, Planning, Real Estate, Facilities. He's a busy man. He has a lot of work to do. He's with us today. Miss Reggie Buzinia, and I probably didn't pronounce that correctly. I tried. She's our project manager, and Reggie, Eric, and Jordan all work up in our big distribution centers up in Olive Branch that the governor mentioned has today about 5,000 folks working there for us. Mr. Mike Byrne. Mike is our Director of Purchasing, Warehouse, and Inventory. Mike works with me in Claremont, North Carolina, which is the headquarters for our Sutter Street operation. And Mr. Rob Coltharp. Rob is our General Operations Manager, and he's working here in Lee County on the ground for us. Glad they're here with me today. You know, Jerry asked me, you know, how does our team rate? How do we compare to some of the other teams that you guys have worked with? And it was a very quick and very easy answer to him. I said, simply, you guys were the best. And I have to say, from day one, when we came down here, we were welcomed, we were supported. The partnership that we saw was amazing. And I know there's a lot of organizations that were a part of making this happen, and there's a lot of people behind the scenes that really supported and helped us. But clearly, it was phenomenal, and honestly, this was the best team, this was the best process, and it helped to make our decision very easy to decide to come here. And I know a lot of those groups were previously mentioned, but I do want to take a minute from our side to thank those groups who participated in this. First and foremost, the governor and the Mississippi Development Authority. Thank you for your leadership, your great pro-business partnership, and the support that your team gave. It really was key to making this happen, so thank you. I want to thank the Tennessee Valley Authority, the Three Rivers Planning Development District. I understand you guys are all a part of making things grow here in the county, which is really impressive. The Itawamba Community College, our HR team's been working with those folks, and I'm hearing nothing but positive feedback about that process, so thank you guys. The Lee County Board of Supervisors, and last but certainly not least is the Community Development Foundation. And specifically, I want to call out Shane Homan, who unfortunately could not be here today. But I have to tell you, the support that he gave us, and he facilitated the process, he guided us through it. The on-the-ground support that he provided was phenomenal and was key to our success. So I want to thank all those groups. And since we are new to the neighborhood, I thought I would share a little bit of information about Sutter Street Manufacturing and Williams-Sonoma. So Sutter is a wholly owned subsidiary of Williams-Sonoma, and we produce upholstered products exclusively for our Williams-Sonoma brands. And as the governor mentioned, we are very fortunate to have some of the strongest home furnishing brands in retail today. Pottery Barn is our largest and best-known brand, and they have two sister brands off of that, Pottery Barn Kids and Pottery Barn Teen. All those brands are headquartered in San Francisco, California, along with our corporate officers. I see a shout out for San Francisco over there. Okay. There will be people from San Francisco coming here to Lee County, I can assure you of that, including our CEO, Laura Albert.
If I was in San Francisco, I'd be coming to Lee County.
All right, another one of our brands is West Elm. Who's heard of West Elm? So West Elm is really our fastest growing brand. West Elm has a much more modern design aesthetic. It's a little lower price point, and it really is popular for millennials, which is really fueling that growth of that brand. They're headquartered in Brooklyn, New York, and here in Lee County, we will be making products for our West Elm and our Pottery Barn brands. Williams-Sonoma Home is our high-end home furnishings brand, and then our newest brand is Rejuvenation. They are headquartered in Portland, Oregon, and they also manufacture their own custom lighting up there as well. So all of those Williams-Sonoma brands, our Sutter Street operations supply upholstered furniture for. As far as Sutter Street specifically, we really believe in building high-quality, handcrafted, upholstered furniture and delivering it to the customer fast. Nowadays, everybody is used to Amazon delivering something the next day, and we're working really hard to deliver furniture as fast as possible. We were founded in 2007 in Hickory, North Carolina, and we hired our first 25 associates and started building upholstered furniture in October of that year. We have experienced phenomenal growth. Here we are a little over 11 years later, and we operate 3 facilities today, 2 in North Carolina, just outside of Hickory, where we have 600 associates. We also operate a facility in California in City of Industry, which is just outside of Los Angeles, with another 200 associates. And as we announced earlier, we are very excited to expand our operations here and bring on another 350 Mississippians into Williams-Sonoma associates over the next 5 years. We have a very aggressive launch plan here, and our team has been working really hard over the last few months. Our plan is to start producing upholstered furniture next month, January 2019. And as of today, I'm happy to report that our jobs are posted on the MS Works website. So they are all available for folks to go see the positions and how many we're initially hiring. We are also having a job fair next Friday and Saturday, December 14th and 15th at the ICC Belden Conference Center. We will have our HR teams there. We will have our hiring managers there. We will be taking applications, performing interviews, and extending offers. So if you know anybody that is a skilled craftsman or woman in this industry and is very interested in joining the Williams-Sonoma team, please make sure they hear that information and come see us, because we're moving pretty fast. So in closing, I just want to say again how excited I am to be here, and I really appreciate the warm welcome that we've had from everybody. You know, this was a full team effort that made it happen, and I do want to say thank you again. And us at Sutter Street and Williams-Sonoma, we are very much looking forward to being a valued and contributing partner to the community, and look forward to a long and prosperous partnership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Darrell. Jordan said that he would be taking orders in the lobby after this breaks up, so they're going to be producing in January. Okay, got to start selling. Local leadership is one of the key pieces in making a project like this happen. I would like now to take the opportunity to call on Mr. Mike Smith, who's president of the Lee County Board of Supervisors, to make a few comments of his own. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you, Jerry. I would like to say that this is a very wonderful, wonderful Christmas gift to have a company of this significance come into our area here. Last week, as we were in the board meeting here at CDF, when Mr. Rumbarger told the board that Williams-Sonoma is going to be the thing, you should have seen the smiles come on everybody's face. This is a name that everybody recognizes. Can't tell you how elated we all are to have you coming here. And I appreciate Mr. Glenn McCullough, Governor Bryant, for helping express how grateful we are, because we're really, really glad for you to be here. And because of Williams-Sonoma, today our friends and relatives and everyone living in Lee County has an outlook for a brighter way of life. It will help ensure, like the governor said, that they can get that extra TV set they need or drive a little better car or whatever it is, and we're very grateful for that. The furniture industry in Northeast Mississippi has been, it is, and it always will be a very driving force in our economic system. We are also proud to have them coming with their upper end line of furniture. It'll be something that anyone that works there, when they get there and see that furniture somewhere, it'll be the product that the workers can say, I helped make that. That's the kind of product we like to put out, and glad to have you coming here. So I'd like to also say one thing about another product of the Williams-Sonoma that he didn't get. Anytime I get stuck going shopping with my wife, if I can find a Williams-Sonoma kitchen store, that's where I head to. I always get in there and look. They've got something to do everything you can do with, and if they don't have it, you don't need it. So it's a very good store to visit, and you can't get in there and out without spending some money, because you always find something that'll make your life easier. And when I heard the name, I was just as excited as everyone else is. This is an iconic company for us, and very, very welcome to have you here. So before I get down, I'd like to recognize my other supervisors here. We got District 1, Phil Morgan. I'm number 2 supervisor, Mike Smith. Number 3 is Tony Roper. He's here somewhere. Number 4 is Tommy Lee Ivy, and Billy Joe Holland, number 5. We've also got our Bill Benson with us here today, and our lawyer, Gary Carnathan. And also, somebody I invited here was the Saltillo Mayor and Board of Aldermen. We're also glad to have them. And one thing I hadn't heard mentioned much, but that made this all possible, was the CDF team, a great team that they have that built this relationship and will be here for years to come. And as you can tell from our community here, there's people from every industry in this county just about here to support you. And you've come to a good community with a good workforce, and can't tell you how elated we are, not only as the Board of Supervisors, but also for the people of Lee County. So I think you'll find that you've made a good decision as years pass on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. And before I turn this over to David to close our program, I just want to reiterate what Daryl's already said. When I asked that question earlier, he didn't hesitate. These folks see, there's people beating on their door every day. There's people that want their business in good communities. But our group sold this community and sold the work ethic of Lee County and the surrounding area. And we've recognized throughout the course of this, our CDF team, but before David comes up here, I've worked with them fairly closely the last couple of years. So I know what they do. I know they don't toot their own horn, but to have a company like Williams-Sonoma say, without hesitation, of all the people they've dealt with over all these years, this is the #1 group in dealing with them and handling our work professionally, and the dealings professionally, and keeping things quiet that need to be kept quiet. So before David comes, and I'm recognizing David because he's our leader, but I would like to make sure that anybody on the CDF team that is able to be here today, either steps out of the crowd, if you're standing, or if you're seated, let's recognize you one more time. And you saw they all blended back in and didn't even step forward, so that's the kind of team we have. So now I want to call on David Rumbarger, President and CEO of the Community Development Foundation, to give us some final words.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, we're really a rich community, a community rich in character, and Williams-Sonoma recognized that. They saw that in the people that you sent to represent you, one and other. We got a special group here today in addition to our normal audience. We have our Community Leadership Institute, our Jim Ingram Community Leadership Institute that we operate every year. It's a 2-year program. The first year is learning and the second year is doing. And we have several of those people here in their first year learning. So if you're a CLI participant, please raise your hand right now. You know, Mike was right. It's a great Christmas present, and it's the only thing I want right now for Christmas. So it's been a great time. Shane Holman was highlighted by Daryl, and I can't speak enough about how Shane operates. We have a wonderful team at CDF. We complement one another. We wear many, many, many hats, but Shane is one of our outstanding stars. He's the quarterback on our team. Shane today is with additional consultants making the pitch for Lee County, Mississippi again. So it's not that he's out of pocket, he is just doing his job. And he wanted to make sure that you knew that he would rather be with you, but he is obligated to do that. We got a couple others here that weren't recognized that I want to recognize. Mike Claiborne with Create Foundation, one of our community foundations. It's a real interesting partnership with a $100 million foundation, and it's been a great ride, Mike, so thank you so much for what you do. Another one is Skip Skaggs with North Mississippi Industrial Development. He's a regional developer. He's telling our story throughout the region and throughout the country. And he's got folks in Nashville today, too, talking to consultants. So we appreciate the work he does. You know, as I sit here and you have given us too many accolades first. It is a team approach, and you hear that from me all the time. But we have put a system together in Lee County that everybody gets a chance to give their passion and their vision to. And that system has caught the eye of Williams-Sonoma, and they've made a choice to invest. So that it's a system of the process. Three Rivers, all the partners, ICC, are all part of that process. And they're trying to achieve everything to excellence in their own domain. And when we come together as a team, it's unstoppable. But really, the one that is not represented here is the most important member of the team. And that's the men and women that go to work every day in Lee County and keep our reputation the way it is. So on behalf of those working people of Lee County who've earned this opportunity, I thank you very much and appreciate the hard work you do every single day. So thank you so much. Williams-Sonoma team, Reggie, Eric, Jordan, Mike, Rob, and Daryl, you're joining a family. And you're joining a family in a community that's going to appreciate you, is going to work with you. I mean, you know, everything's not rose-colored glasses all the time. And when you hit those bumps, we're going to be there. We don't just leave you here at this opportunity. We're going to stick with you. And that's our commitment and our pledge as we go forward. So know that. And lastly, you know, Governor, I know that you're making kind of a final lap here for this next year. It's been really sweet. Your leadership, yours and Glenn's leadership has been wonderful. You've allowed us to grow as a community, and you've supported us every step of the way. So let me give my hat off for you. Thank you so much for what you do. You know, I couldn't do what I do, because obviously you can tell this is our passion at CDF, without our board of directors, and I know they've been recognized. But the person that's the chairman and gets about a 2-year indoctrination in all of the guts and the workings and the mechanisms that we have inside our organization. And it gets to be a little bit, maybe a little bit time consuming, doesn't it, Jerry?
Sometimes.
He's very nice about that. But we do appreciate our leadership. They allow us to operate under that umbrella of the Community Development Foundation to try to achieve the goals and objectives that you see right behind you. And we're coming up on a new year. It'll be 19 to 20. And so every year we focus on those goals and objectives, and that allows us to continue moving forward. And so that's kind of the secret to the sauce. You know, people come here all the time saying, David, what's different about Lee County and Tupelo, Mississippi? And I said, well, we got a board of directors, we got this, we got that. They said, we have all that. What's the difference? So the difference is we are totally focused on more and better jobs for our community, whether existing industry growth or whether it's new industries like Williams-Sonoma coming to our backyard. So again, welcome so very much. Thank you so much for your support. We pledge our support for your success. Ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.